Hey guys, what's up? It's Rygar the Destroyer, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Clone Scuba Trooper from the Legacy Collection. Now this figure is absolutely awesome, but before we take a closer look at him, let's go ahead and take a look at his packaging. So here it is, pretty standard for something from the Legacy Collection. On the front has this Stormtrooper, and then on the back it's got a brief description. Of course, if you'd like to read that, you can go ahead and just pause the video. And then it shows all of the figures that were released in this wave, and this is a particularly strong wave in my opinion. And then down here it shows off the Build-A-Droid pieces that were available, and then obviously there's a little hole here where you could have seen it in the packaging. So anyway, pretty standard stuff, so let's go ahead and get back to the figure itself here. Now the Scuba Trooper stands at, let's see here, about 3 3/4, 4 inches tall. So he's right in scale with all of your other 3 3/4 inch figures. And this guy comes with an absolute ton of accessories. We'll go ahead and talk about his blaster rifle first. As you can see here, very nicely sculpted and detailed, and it's absolutely huge. As you can see, it's about as long as my middle finger. And it obviously is the Tartakovsky Clone Wars design. And then up next, he's got a removable, I don't even know what you'd call this, like underwater jetpack, and it just unplugs from these little tubes that go to his helmet if you wanted to remove it. Again, nicely detailed. As you can see, there's these little like eels or something on the side. Look pretty cool. Up next, he's got his flippers, and he does come with 2 of them. Let me grab them real quick. And these just peg into his feet. As you can see, the toe's open, so you just slip his toe in and then peg into the peg hole on the bottom of his feet, and these stay on really nice, and they look really nice on the figure in my opinion. And then up next is the Build-A-Droid pieces. So as you can see here is an astromech droid head and the center foot. The center foot does have a little wheel on it, and then this obviously would swivel in there. One thing I don't like about this is that the head is hollow. So it just feels really cheap when you hold it. It just feels really flimsy, but it is a pack-in, so I can't complain too much about it. Now, as far as the figure itself goes, the articulation is absolutely fantastic. They knocked it out of the park with this figure. He's got a ball peg in the head with an excellent range of motion, and the tubes are flexible enough that they don't actually get in the way really at all, which is nice. He's got ball hinge shoulders with a nice range of motion. They are a little stiff, and they will swivel 360. You know, obviously this little jetpack thing does get in the way, but if you remove it, you can swivel 360. He's got ball hinge elbows with a swivel wrists, and then at the torso he's got it's basically a swivel and a hinge. So the hinge lets it come forward, and then the swivel lets it go from side to side. Really lets this figure have a lot of range of motion in the torso, as well as hiding it fairly well. As you can see, you can't really see into the joint unless you remove the jetpack and tip it all the way back. At the hips, he has swivels. You know, not the greatest range of motion there. That's probably the most limited point on the figure, but honestly, he doesn't really need it. He's got ball hinge knees with a swivel, and then ball hinged ankles with a swivel. So overall, absolutely packed full of articulation, accessories, and honestly, overall, this guy looks just fantastic. It's a figure that I've been chasing after for a very long time, and I'm glad to have finally managed to pick it up. So I 100% recommend picking up this figure if you can find it. And if you have any comments or questions, please leave them down in the comment section below, and I guess I'll see you later.